from my understanding at Coast Hills, communications has always been like a side job, and not just like one person's whole thing that they're taking care of. And so it's kind of always been neglected and like shoved to the side. And so I think for a long time, our social media was just very like, if we got one thing up a week, it was a good week kind of thing. So I think they just really lacked consistency, and really just the time and attention to be able to put into really anything related to communication. So I think like a huge roadblock was just not having the manpower to give it what it needs. And then I think that just affects so many things, because communicating to the church is central to like everything we do and people knowing what's going on. I mean, this is the first year that we've really like been consistent on social media. This is the first year that we've really like probably in years, just, you know, because that's our background, is like we just never have had strong communication. So I feel like we're still kind of in the process of seeing like the impact of that. But even just with I think what we just talked about in regards to like how our reach is up and how our stats are doing really well and people are commenting, like I feel like it's another form of discipleship that like you don't really think about is so important in this day and age right now. It's like we're discipling people to not care what people think on their social media and to comment and to like be open about their faith on social media. And so it's just interesting. That's something I think I never really thought about in regards to like the impact of that on the kingdom. And it's like, and that is, I mean, that just is a reality of our world now. Everyone's connected through online, social media, you know, that's just what it is. So it's like, how do you bring that to spiritual things and to what the Lord is doing? I had to think about posting every day. If I had to think about, I mean, there's so many things that it saves me from having to do. I think keeping track of messages and stuff like that on social media and comments and commenting back, I'm really thankful I don't have to think about that. So I think that saves me just brain space in general, to be able, because it's like I'm thinking about those things when I'm emailing people, and sometimes, you know, you just there are just certain situations where you're like, I just don't even know how to respond to this. So I definitely think that's just nice for me to not have to think about like always keeping track of comments, always keeping track of who's messaging us. And it just takes more time, I think, than you'd expect. So I think I really enjoy seeing what you guys come up with just visually. I think that's a cool aspect for me that I love, is just getting to see like, oh, I like the way that looks, and being like, I'm gonna keep that for later for me. But also I would say, I think I really love hearing your perspective, your guys' professional opinions on kind of like how to effectively communicate. Like I love that it's more than just, I guess, just like what we're doing here. It feels like you guys are like able to speak into different aspects of our website and our whatever and help us get better. So I think that's been cool for me.